Goes live, record.
There we go.
So we called the meeting to order at
Chartreuse.
6:03. Are we're doing introductions? Deanna Rini, I own Karma's Closet. I'm on the chamber on EDC. I'm your chairperson here today.
Brett Mangan, Youth Program Coordinator for Newington Human Services.
Darius Mitchell, Student Representative.
Me, Lewis, student representative.
I'm Roselli Trister and I'm a
Community
community
parent.
representative. There you go. I'm a human.
Tim Mackey.
Daniel Lomenzo, Newington Sector.
Carol Brick, Town Liaison.
Kayla Hendrickson, Newington Human Services, Clinical Services Coordinator.
Excellent. No one's online, so right?
Nope.
Can I get approval of the minutes from last month?
I move approval.
Second,
Second.
all right, all in favor?
Right.
Any opposed? Right, we approved the minutes. Report on sports sale. Who wants to start?
You go first, yeah.
Okay, we had a great day. I think it went really well for being planned out, 3 weeks before? We promoted as much as we could within those 3 weeks, but now we know that there are many other options and we will talk about those other options going forward too. So we had it Sunday,
March
Sundays
4th.
ago,
Mhm.
March 4th. Everybody
March
came
2nd.
a little bit to help out and didn't realize you were coming from far, far away. So glad Kayla
I know, I went-
hung for a little bit longer.
She volunteered.
So that worked out really well. Come on down.
Gang's all here.
Welcome.
Everybody good?
Good, how are you?
You're good.
We just started the report on the sales, the sports sale swap. So we had, I think we definitely need to, what did we end up with? 220 bucks?
For the raffle. What we ended up doing with Tim had a great idea, and I think we all kind of came to the conclusion was to be able to do it for the whole month. So the bike raffle and the yard goats tickets are gonna be available all month long, and Sully did the Mo's for the March 26th. So I think we're gonna be able to use it as like a whole month thing and then be able to have the sale as well at Mo's and then come up with like a month worth of raffle. So there's still more to go. Karma's Closet has the bike and she's able to set the raffle. And then also we had a lot of adult and youth cleats left over. So one of the suggestions was to either
I did send
do.
it out to Brittany who does communications. for the
Perfect.
Soccer clubs.
Yeah, so one of the things, Deanna has them at Karma's, but one of the things that we were talking about was doing it either, I don't know if Little League opening day would be a good idea, but like, or you had said just having them come down, whatever that looks like. There's a bunch of youth and adult ones. So the idea would be that we'd sell it for $5. So like, how do we do it in a mass way? So what are some ideas in terms of getting it, like you're doing it, and thank you for housing them and kind of with your business model, you're able to do that. But is there another way that we can offload some of the stuff within the month of March or next month, before things start to pick up?
And
Just reaching
what were
out.
left over, baseball cleats or?
They're kind of a mix of both. I feel like
Both,
there's, yeah.
kind of.
There's quite a bit of softball gear too. There were some helmets, a lot of, bat bags, a couple of tote bins we had, a lot of cleats.
Chris something, he's the
Little bit of
president of
Little League.
the Little League,
Mhm.
so he will be able to help out also send that to parents and
Perfect.
softball and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Steve is here too. He jumped in online. Steve, can you hear us okay? Okay, you're on mute.
You're
I'm
on mute.
taking the head nod as a yes, you can hear us.
Oh, everybody likes to have me on mute. That's when I'm.
No.
Thanks for being here, Steve.
I have some guests upstairs, so I just kind of had to pull a quick disappearing act.
Well, thank you.
I don't know if they're gonna wonder if I'm in the bathroom for an hour exactly, if I'm okay, but hey,
Yeah,
220 was just the raffle or?
just the raffle from,
No, there's
everything.
everything.
I apologize, it was
That was
everything,
half and half.
because there was about 19 items that were for sale, and then, Deanna had a little tally system, so it was about
Yeah.
19
pretty
raffles
close to
and
half
then
and half.
23 items. So it was, the way that we did it together was the 220.
Okay.
But we still have much more to go. I mean, we're so
We've
early
made
in
at
March.
least another $30, so we're at least $250 now.
Mhm.
Someone, Lisa from Septo
Yeah.
came by and, she was with another mom and they both went downstairs and bought 2 pairs of cleats each, so
Perfect.
a little bit's going so far.
Yeah,
I do have my craft fair April 27th, so if we still have them then, I have no problem putting out like a table out front and
That's great.
advertising that
Yeah.
we still have this going on. But if we can set up at opening day, but I feel like the
I think
kids
it's a
have their
little late,
stuff
right?
by
Yeah,
then,
that's what I was
right?
thinking too.
Yeah.
so I was like,
So-
I don't know how that works out. So I don't know. I
Do you
guess
know where
opening
they
day
do
is
their
the May
practices?
3rd.
What size?
Usually goes, they're kind of all over the place. I have
They
pictures.
are, we have one bin of like
Yeah,
youth size,
I'm wondering if
and
we
then one
could-
bin of like an adult size. So we both.
What's the biggest size you guys have?
Where are you, 14?
15?
Oh, we definitely don't have that, my friend. Good luck, sorry.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
I guess Dick's is having a day for baseball like they normally do. So they're still having, they give them like a sale that day, so I guess they're still offering that at the other location. So maybe we can find out what day that is and I can try to do something before then. So
It's
just
like kind of
advertise that we have them.
I mean, the size they bought for my grandkids, they're just starting soccer. so-
Right,
So they don't have cleats and they're not gonna buy cleats because
right.
kids aren't gonna, they're just trying.
They're just trying
I'm not gonna
yeah.
buy cleats for
Right,
first
this
grade.
is, and
Yeah.
that's
They
the
may
big
have,
deal
you know,
about.
they sell picking lines and then they go home, so
Yeah.
why buy cleats, but they thought they were cool, because for $5 I'd
Right.
take a risk, buy cleats. So anybody else, I think, that's spent in soccer for a while already has cleats probably, and
Right.
they've worked their way through.
But it could be a socioeconomic thing though, Tim, where some people might not be able to have the money, money to buy it too, so.
But they probably already swapped with the people
That's true.
on the team, hey.
Within, yeah,
you know,
within
What
the-
is
within
that free site on the,
Buy nothing.
yeah, can we put it on that and say
No,
donation appreciated?
We could. Newington Helping Newington doesn't allow you to do stuff for sales. You could do, I guess, donation appreciated.
I can talk to Newington Helping Me.
Yeah, ask her, and ask her what. If
Do
we
it
can,
that way and, I can share something, since I have
Well, I mean,
all
you
the
said,
stuff, I
You
can
know,
share everything too.
the soccer, when soccer starts saying we have a table of cleats, if you,
Right,
if you
if it's
need,
something that
if
you
you
can-
need a pair of cleats, come on down, and if you wanna drop off a donation.
Right.
Yeah.
right, that's a good idea.
Take a pair of cleats.
Right,
At this point, we wanna get rid of.
Yeah,
them.
we wanna get rid
If
of
we
them
get
anyway.
$5
Yeah.
for
We'll take
all
it
pairs
back.
of cleats, we'll take them,
Take it as a
Yeah.
friend.
but you don't wanna store them all, it's not fair, you have a
Yeah,
bunch of
you wanna
cleats.
get rid of it.
no, I would
Mhm.
say if anything's left, we just end up donating them wherever, if
Right.
I don't know if there's a closet here or.
Well, my church has one of those sheds,
Right,
I'll
do
take them in
something
the
else.
shed and
Yeah, so
they'll take them
we'll do
away.
Yeah.
something else with them.
I think either way, they're gonna go to good use and
Yeah.
to somebody
Yeah.
who could use them, so,
And my
we
grandson,
kind of-
he walked, put them on, and walked all over the house with him. so-
He loved it.
was
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome.
So it's $5 well spent.
There you go.
Yeah.
You won't be picking dandelions.
Yeah, I won't get any actually, I was gonna fish your cleats.
Dana, I think you sent the you to Perk and to the
Hey.
firehouse
Yes, yep.
for letting us use the space, so that was sent out. And it worked really well. I think one of the feedbacks we had was with our A-frame of just maybe having something like bolder print next time,
Yeah.
but the fact that we've been had the
Oh, the
A-frame
A-frame,
was
that
like
just all kind of came,
huge.
yeah, fruition.
Yeah,
The amount of stuff that we did like that day, just to kind of.
mhm. I know Emmy, you made some signs that went around, so that helpful,
That's
like,
great.
and with the little seating section for the kiddos trying their shoes
So
on,
cute.
so they could
Mhm.
sit down, it was really cute. One of the kids was like, let me see how fast I can run in my cleats, like across the room, so
I love that. See a
lovely.
video of that and we
Yeah.
posted it would,
Well, did you hear about the kid that donated the bat and then bought the bat?
Oh, how
She
cute.
didn't wanna let it go.
We wanna
so,
leave,
yeah.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her mom dropped it off at Karma's on Saturday and then on Sunday they came to buy stuff and she saw it and said,
My bad.
so her mom let her buy it back.
I love that.
It was a really cute pink bag. I totally
Can't blame
would
her.
have done the same thing.
Next, we'll do the same thing, she'll donate, we'll buy it back.
Yeah.
We'll make $10 on that
There you go.
thing.
But yeah, a lot of people are already looking forward to it for the fall, they have mentioned, so. I think it's a good thing to.
It is the
Whatever
first
we
time
keep
it's
it
done
going.
too, so
Yeah.
no one
I
expects
think
it
we did great for the first
for the
time.
first time. So if you do it the same time, the same, this, you know.
Mhm.
next
Same
week-
format, yeah, it becomes
Just
a
read.
regular.
Do we think, I know we had talked about, maybe more lead time for donations ahead of it. Is that something we would wanna think about? Even if it's just like a 2-week period instead of the 1 week, or?
Well, I don't have a problem, now that I realize I, like, what I would be doing, I don't have a problem accepting a week too at Karma's, so. We can do that.
And I know we like, here at Human Services, we just designated one of our bins for folks to drop off, kind of like similar when they do
Right.
for food bank.
And that's, I just put in, like, figure
Yeah.
out what
Oh, for
a
the
drop
first
off
time
would
too.
look like,
Yeah.
so I was like, all right, and now I see that, I would
So
just do the
what
same
would
thing,
big
they could
dates
just
that
drop
are
it off.
coming up, like for us to think about for a fall sale, like what would be, like, end of August, like what would
It would
be?
have to be probably, we start preseason practice around August,
Okay.
earlier in August.
Yeah. Okay. And then if we were to do it like 2 times a year, what would that look like on the other end, like that spring, like almost now, like would you do?
March.
Yeah,
Like
Mhm.
February, March.
Yeah.
So we keep it at.
so we're
we
right
get
at the
it-
same, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely
we
hit
keep
it
at
right.
August, March.
Yeah, March is good, because nothing really happens
Mhm.
the first weekend of March, it's kind of a slow, you know, it's a good,
Yeah.
that's the
And
kind
it's
of.
early
the
in the
lull.
morning and if it's
Yeah,
Sunday
it's early in the morning, yeah. The only trouble is, I mean, Sunday morning is tough because.
With church, yeah.
With people go to church and then you kind of miss out those people that, you know, that have other commitments, but. Get more people on Saturdays, but then the basketball and other things that happen on Saturdays too, so.
I know, I feel like a parent needs to tell us like the best, like, do we even Thursday night, like,
Well, it all depends.
I don't know these.
Depends on-
Yes, 10 different parents, you'll get 10 different.
That's true,
Yeah.
that's true.
I think key what Tim said, like when we used to do hoopla, it became an institution. We did it every year. It became something people look forward to. I think if we just make it consistent, it will become soming people.
And Sunday,
Oh,
if you get
sports
people
are
go-
starting, let me go to the sale.
Even those that go to church, the church, no church lasts till 1 o'clock, so. you know.
Or even if you do
Right.
like a pre-sale at Saturday, like from 5 to 6, and you have to pay more to get in or something like that, I don't know, we can get
The
creative
best
with that.
option.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
can get creative with it where it's just like a very window and like maybe we set it up and like we'll be there setting it up the night before.
Yeah.
And you pay a certain more money as like a preview, like they do with their book sale.
Book sale,
Totally.
yeah, they
You know,
$10
totally
credit.
And then,
But you have to have more, you have to have more
More.
stuff.
Mhm.
well, we're going to,
Yeah.
Tim, right?
Well, and it was nice because we had space to also have a table of like prevention resources around.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, information for parents to have about if their kids are vaping and the effects of cannabis on athletic performance, kind of geared towards our older middle school, but high schoolers. So there was like some resources along the way. We had some fidgets we handed out, some different, you know, little tchotchke things.
Yeah, I feel like even if we didn't if this wasn't like a moneymaker, it's a great way to get in front of parents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And get everything right to them.
You kind of mentioned the book sale, maybe like the last half hour, it's like fill a bag for.
Mhm.
Right.
Sure,
Oh, yeah.
sure,
Mhm.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Cause I feel like then too, if I'm a parent and I'm like, all right, well, I found what my kiddos need, but I know they've got cousins or they've got friends, I don't know
Right.
what size they are, but let me fill up this bag and it's close.
So that's why I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what size it is, so I just got 2 different sizes, one's 1 fit,
Right.
the other one we're holding on till, apparently I was way up on size. He'll have to be 10 before it wears these suckers.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Good job.
Yeah, it was cool.
Upcoming substance awareness community event.
Yay.
Please take one and pass it down. This has a few different March events coming up on it. But on the 20th, which is a Thursday, we have this space reserved. Myself and Kristen Sandler from Southington Steps will be presenting kind of a general overview for parents and community members about the effects of vaping, cannabis, and newer substance, kratom, which we had talked about. So Kristen's team in Southington has done a lot of kind of research and putting presentation together around kratom. It's a substance that does not have any legal oversight here in Connecticut. It's sold at gas stations, and there's no legal age to buy. So part of the, bill that they had proposed was to set a legal age for buying. I'm not sure the exact status of that, but she'll have an update for us on that. And then we'll have.
Excuse me, I'm
that six?
sorry, what is that particular thing called again?
Yeah, it's called kratom. So it is a plant out of Southeast Asia that is not regulated in most states. It's sold in like a compacted like pill form at gas stations. In low doses, it has like an it has more of a stimulant effect. In higher doses, it has a similar effect to opiates on the system. So it acts in a similar way. But there's no age restrictions right now in the state of Connecticut for that. So we wanted to kind of make folks aware, and make sure folks know kind of what is out there right now in the community and what we're seeing kind of on the cannabis and vaping side too. So that the QR code to register for that is there. Or if you saw this on your computer, there'd be a link you could click. And that'll be from 6 to 7 in this room here. We'll have light
All three
refreshments.
rooms, but yeah.
Yep. And it is hybrid. It is hybrid, so if you can't make it in person, once you register with the QR code, there's an option to choose, excuse me, I'm coming in person or hybrid, and then those folks who register for hybrid will get the Zoom link to be able to join in. Did I forget anything?
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shifts, possible increase. Exciting.
We didn't know what we were gonna make when we put this on the agenda. So we could budget wise up it to 750. That would pretty much clear out what's in there, not counting what we made on the sports sale. So it's kind of up to the membership to decide.
We have to make a decision today, can we,
We don't have to make it today. I mean,
We don't have to make it till we actually.
till we actually cut the check for the scholarship. It's been advertised to them as at $500.
Right, I would keep it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we make a lot of, I mean, I wouldn't want to bleed it down to nothing because there's no wiggle room.
Yeah. Well, and my guess is Mo's.
And then I did, I actually just heard back from the owner of Muyas. So he's looking at possibly for April, because I told him we need to get it done before the end of the school year. So if April works for him, and if that works for us, then we'll find a day in April to
That's
do
great.
Muyas as well.
So because this is being recorded, maybe just go into what exactly for Mo's.
Oh, sure. So for Mo's, we're going to have a fundraiser all day. You can eat Mo's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And 15% of the sales goes towards the youth council group.
And Kayla said you shared that it's like even for online orders.
Yep, online
or
orders, phone
deliveries or
orders, in-person,
anything.
anything.
And
And
we
that's
don't
the
have
bill
to
that
say
you're
you
looking
did all
at?
council.
I should make that note.
Yeah, yeah, you don't need to sign anything. Nope, it's just the sales
All
automatically
sales.
available. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Thank you,
That's really
Mo's.
cool.
That's so
Thank you, Sally,
awesome.
for doing
Yeah, yeah.
following up on that.
Yep, and then.
Thank you to Mo's. We'll have to
yes,
record
I
a
know.
little thank you
Instead
video.
of- yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
thank you to Mo's.
We did call Puerto Vallarta. They're all booked for the school year. They only do
Mhm.
school year calendar. But they said to call back in August when they start the school year calendar. So first day in August, so start calling and then we'll get you in.
Cause that'd be great if we could have something lined up for like every month
Quality, or at least, yeah.
or something that we could
As
have
often as
that.
possible, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that would be
Just
great.
like
And then it
we
kind
did.
of gets the word out of youth adult council and what are we doing and the prevention we're doing. So I think it all snowballs.
Yeah, then we did call Joey Garlic's, no callbacks, and Jersey Mike's, no callbacks either, but I'll try and ping them again. And if we can get them for May or something, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah, thank you. Sally.
I know Steve had a report he wanted to.
Oh, Steve, did you have a report?
A report. Yeah. Well, one of the things I just wanted to bring up is we're making so many different things that you guys have been covering a lot lately. And I'm sorry, I know I can't make a lot of the meetings, but you know, I'd just like to see maybe we do the talk to the mayor program. Usually the first Monday of every month, sometimes the second one. But just to have somebody, I'd like to see if we could have somebody come from the Youth Adult Council and maybe just give us a quick report about what's happening with things like this that you're doing, because you know, having the mayor there and having, you know, all of the kinds of townspeople watching this thing, it's just a nice way to kind of give people an idea of what Youth Adult Council is all up to. So it would be very simple. It could be just somebody who could stop in for like 10 minutes and we'll say what's happening with the Youth Adult Council, bit, bing. That's all.
And I think
There's
you
so many.
suggested an adult and a youth membership.
Oh, that would be ideal. Yeah, it would really be nice to see somebody. For instance, if we could get somebody from high school, it'd be great to see a kid on there in some form, and an adult. That'd be perfect.
Kid, that's you.
A kid in some form.
A kid in some form. In other words, some age, whatever you feel is appropriate.
He knows more than me. That means neither of us are kids. In any form.
Well, in some form. Maybe.
Yeah, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's somebody that wants to dress up like a kid, you know, we can make it work. It's television, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe Steve will let folks think about it and then we can get back to you, because I think a lot of.
Well, yeah, and let us know what month you're thinking of so
Mhm.
people can look at their schedules, but yeah.
Right
I
now,
think
right now, I'm looking for somebody that can give us a regular monthly report, and I would want to
But
start.
do you-
I want to start the 7th of April,
The first Monday of the month, and what time is it at?
7 o'clock. It's just a quick Zoom. And if for somebody's not available, if somebody on that morning, even Carol or somebody wants to send me, you know, a quick paragraph of somebody updates that are going on, just like we do here, this, and this. And if you want more information, you know, send them off to, you know, to the website or whatever. It just shows the town how active we are with the council. I like that because you guys been doing some awesome stuff, and I think it's important that people know that it's going on. Plus, the way these programs are now, very few people are actually watching live. More often than not, they're going to see it after the fact on Facebook, or they're going to see it on our website. Very, very, very few people are watching anything live anymore. So it's a nice way, whatever the subject is, it lives on for a while, and we can use it. Youth Adult Council can send it out to other people to see it in other towns or whatever.
Well, I mean, does somebody want to make a motion that we kind of incorporate that in? At least for the first, it would be the first meeting of April, you're saying, right? April 7th?
April 7th, and nothing, you know, nothing is etched in stone. If something happens and they just get me a report, just send me something. And I said, we just got this update from the Youth Adult Council. In a perfect world, it'd be great to have somebody there. But if not, at least monthly, we're giving them some sort of an update. You know, the same way we do with some of the other departments in town. Like, you know, Carol, when you've been on, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So are you good for April 7th? Would that be something you'd be willing to do, Deanna, as chair?
I don't mind doing it. I'll be honest, I don't think it should be me.
Okay.
I think if I go on something like that, I'm representing multiple things. And I think that's,
Good point. Yep.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can figure that piece out then.
Well, really, in April, what do we even have to report
Oh,
going forward? We have to report what we've already done.
Right, April would be, we had this, we had this.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
We could report on this stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
And the sale too, and the moves.
Yeah.
yeah. And we might have another restaurant on board by then.
I think what's fair enough, and we could probably meet Steve in the middle in the sense of just send him a paragraph after every meeting.
Yeah.
And then he can kind of just share out.
Yeah.
If
I
that's something that you're,
think we should start that.
if that's something that you're
Just
comfortable
send
with.
him a paragraph. Here's the report that he can.
That'll work. And then, Tim, what time are you coming on?
Well, I think he can read, he has no problem report.
I didn't
Communicate.
I didn't hear what time Tim Menke was joining us on the next show.
Forget it. I have a face for radio.
We'll have to get you on there too, Tim. Not a problem. No, and like I say, it's just a good way. It could be in generalities, some different things, and then just saying to people, if you'd like to see the Youth Adult Council here in town covering any specific things, they could send a note to NCTV. They could do whatever they want, but just so people know that we exist and that we're always on top of what's going on with the kids in town. That's really what it is. And plus, having the mayor there, and then a lot of times we'll have. Sometimes Dr. Brummett comes on sometimes, or town manager. It's just a good way to see how active we are.
Could it also be an opportunity for folks to reach out if they're like, we have this event going on, we'd like to have a table with prevention materials, or we'd like to have you guys there that they would know kind of what we do?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think let's start for April. Let's do a little paragraph, and we could say that, we had these things come up and here's what we did. I wouldn't tell them how much we raised,
Yeah.
because that's none of their business.
Yeah, I
Makes
don't
sense.
do that.
That's not
Yeah.
the point.
I'm not sure how this Zoom works here, but I do a weekly Zoom, and I record the Zoom, and it's really interesting because I just noticed, and I've been doing it forever, and I just noticed within the last few months that at the end of the Zoom, it gives you a real nice minutes, like a whole summary of what went on during the meeting. Do we get that on our Zoom?
I did not know that, no.
I think
Maybe.
that's
Great
an
question.
that's an
I'll let
upgrade.
you know in about
I
30
was-
minutes.
We'll send it to you as our April report. See.
I was at a meeting with CCHD, and they had to do that.
I know
They
there's
had to specifically set it up for that,
I
for
think that,
AI, for
that
that.
Jennifer got like a
I
thing
could,
so that no one has to be the secretary.
Right.
And so it just dictates out the minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some that are nice too, because they also then will pull from your meeting, totally sidetracking, but like who's responsible for what and what those like follow-up actions are, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. It's basically AI that's doing it. And I will say that I've noticed in the last few meetings, we'll get a summary at the end of our hour-long meeting. And then on top of that, we'll get closed captioning. We'll get a transcript of the entire dialogue throughout the hour if we want it. There's when you on the Zoom page, there's some different options up there. And I just thought it was really, really interesting because here we were taking a lot of notes, and I went, wait a minute, there's a summary at the bottom of this. So it might be something worth looking at.
Thank you, Steve.
Sure, and I know it'll do it on my end. If you ever need me to initiate a Zoom from this way, I can do that too.
Awesome.
All right, I can kind of report out on some of our, what do we want to call it? Some of our events we have going on in human services, as well as some of the community outreach that we've done. So we have on the flyer you'll see we have Wellness Wednesday. On Wednesday this week, we're doing DIY succulent planters. We have our SMART meeting, which is a monthly meeting for teens.
Give more on that.
Yep,
On
okay.
the succulent plant.
So we have a volunteer, Darlene Fournier, who's coming to the arts and crafts room at the senior center. And we are doing, we've got succulents and planters. So everybody's gonna have an opportunity to kind of put them together. And we've got all kinds of goodies to add to it, little like garden figurines, stones, feathers, driftwood. So folks will be able to kind of put that together, and we'll talk about the benefits of gardening for both your mental health and physical well-being. So that'll be from 6 to 7 on this Wednesday.
And
We
if you
have-
excuse me, if you haven't seen Darlene speak, she's amazing. I did a whole thing with her with when they had the S.A. Frink Garden Center. She knows everything about water gardens, fish ponds. People are just blown away. They know about her all over the state. It's
Yeah,
great to have her there.
She's amazing. So we're very lucky to have her, and that'll be from 6 to 7. All materials are provided. It's a free event. Right before this meeting, we still had 10 spots open. So if you are interested, I highly recommend registering. We also have for our monthly Teen Smart meeting. This is held the third Wednesday of every month at the senior center, same room, arts and crafts room. This is for our high school students, grades 9 through 12, who are looking to maybe change something what's going on, change behavior. So that could be maybe they're trying to make changes in their schedule. We hear about a lot of students who are late to their first period class because they're not getting up on time. Or maybe they don't have a great bedtime routine, or maybe they're having a hard time juggling school and a sport or an extracurricular activity. So this month we're talking about how do we pivot and remain flexible when things don't go according to plan, or there's changes in the schedule. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. That is a 6 o'clock meeting at the senior center. We're in the arts and crafts room, snacks provided, and it's open to all. Bring a friend for our high schoolers. We have our vaping cannabis and kratom, what you need to know event on the 20th. We already talked about that. That's here in this room, 6 to 7, with Kristen Sandler from Southington Steps and myself presenting. And then we have our Mo's fundraiser. This past month in February, we did a mindfulness presentation with the Crochet Club over at Newington High School. So we had a brief presentation about the benefits of mindfulness and meditation, and then we did a few practice activities throughout. Feedback from the students was that they thought it was really helpful, and they were exploring ways that they could kind of incorporate that into their day, whether it's before a test or excuse me, around like exam time. Let's see. In terms of our JRB students, we had one closure this month. Let's see. I want to give information without giving too much information. So this student, as part of her agreement, she had been involved in a fight at school, but as part of her agreement, she was doing some community service hours. She was maintaining some counseling recommendations, and she also was engaged in mentoring and case management with JRB, our youth diversion team. Part of her agreement was also an apology letter to the monitor that was involved during the altercation. And we learned during her closing meeting that she was inducted into one of the National Honor Societies. And some of her work was shown off during one of the events at the school where they had their nominations for the committees to come through for Principal of the Year. So to say that the student benefited from the supports they received, we got to see some positive outcomes from that. We've also had 2 student referrals for youth substance use happening, one middle schooler, one high schooler. So I'll be working to connect with those students and their parents. Both were referred for support around the risks of vaping and how to quit vaping. So I'll be looking forward to keeping you guys updated on this type of information moving forward as part of my report. And if there's anything else that might be helpful, just let me know.
Yeah, so just to give some reports of things that I've done last month with youth. So we ran a ski and snowboard club. It ended. It was a 4-week program that we did. It was awesome. We had 9 kids. Yeah. Oh yeah, we had 9 kids. It was great at the high school level. The middle school.
And youth initiated.
Yeah, a youth initiated it during during our, what was it, the Stuff a Cruiser. He came to help, a soccer player, a senior, and I said, is there anything that you need to see in the high school, anything that you want? He goes, I would love to have a ski and snowboard club. And I was like, let's get to it. So got it done, promoted it, and he actually did a lot of promoting himself. But we got 9 kids, so we're really looking to grow that next year. We had a good mix of seniors and sophomores. So the seniors are like, oh, this stinks. It's the last year, but like they loved it. They were like, they were like begging me to like extend it, but like my programs are starting. I couldn't make it happen. So next year we're gonna look to do a couple more weeks. So that was awesome. Almost perfect turnout. Almost every kid showed up every week. I think we just had one time where during the holiday 2 kids didn't show up, but other than that, every student showed up. Along with that, our Youth and Leadership Coalition, which Emmy is part of, we went to House of Bread in Hartford, and we volunteered during, what was that year, February break?
I think so.
Yeah, during February break. So we volunteered there. Do you want to say a little bit what we did?
Yeah, so we organized some of the cans and we cleaned,
Everything. The walls.
we cleaned everything, the walls, the tables, the chairs, because it's important to be really sanitary there, so. Yeah. it was good.
Was it a good experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience.
And then where did we go after?
Watching.
So, yep, so, you know, a little reward for their.
Not hard to clear the walls and come back.
Waking up, you know, it was a little reward for them. They woke up on their day off to volunteer, so I think it worked out great. We have our next meeting planned next week, actually. It was pushed back a little bit. The drama play got, and I get it. You know, we have a couple kids that are in the group that are in there, so we want to make sure that everyone can attend our formal meeting that we have once a month. And just for those of you that don't know, Youth Leadership Coalition just started this year, and it's a youth-led group. I'm just the adult in the room, I like to say, but it's a group that's really like wants to do community service, volunteer, and things like that. So that group knows that we are. That like if this group ever needs support in volunteering, they're willing to be there to help us out. So just whatever opportunities that they have. So if there's anything that I can bring over to them, but other than that, it's really their group and they get to do what they want to do with it. So, which is awesome. And then after that, on Thursday, we're going to the library, human services, and we're promoting all the things that we do, volunteering opportunities. So from the food bank to our holiday gift drives to the leadership group to JRB. And then we're implementing Youth in Action, which is it's pretty much like a youth, it's if youth want to volunteer to support people in our community, we're going to start with some of the caseload that we have and things like that. And then they'll help out. So it can be anything from like, I always use Kayla's example, like helping someone like set up a Christmas tree or changing a light bulb. So it's just like a small group that, or it's a group of people that want to volunteer and they'll just like apply, they'll meet with me and then see if they're a good fit. And, you know, they'll be doing the transportation, things like that, but it's just a group outside that to help out the community, get them hours if they need it for school, for anything, you know, confirmation for churches, whatever they need hours for. So it's a good way of extending that. So.
And then April,
What?
April vacation.
Oh, yeah, yep. Oh, April vacation. So we have our SCORE programs. So we have 4 days. We're going to Stores Adventure Park the first day. Then we're going to Spare Time, which is bowling, laser tag, and arcade. We're going, where else are we doing? R&B Sports World, which is up by like the northwest part of the state, and it's like go-karting, arcade, indoor laser tag, and then our last day is cookout at Burr Pond. So we have a good amount of numbers. We still have some openings, and I did just create a flyer, so I'll be sending out another flyer to the school. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more people to fill up those spots. So.
And then I just wanted to share, for our last Youth Adult Council meeting of this year, June 9th, I received a presentation from Amplify, and Amplify is the RBHAO that supports our local prevention council, which is what Youth Adult Council is. So I have a PowerPoint of kind of a summary of us and what the whole region is doing. And we will be providing dinner from El Polo Guapo. So we would like to make it, you know, a good end of the year review and summary and celebration. Got youth presentation reports?
Let's go.
Nothing?
Speech. schooling, I'm like, what do you want me to say?
Is
Like,
there
anything happening
Oh,
in school that
sport,
might be related to things that we talk about here yet?
Well, you were talking about the sports swap, so all the spring sports are starting up. Like, I have baseball tryouts this upcoming weekend, so maybe we could do something with the sports swap. Or like, if we're gonna do it again, involve it with that. Because you said we have a bunch of leftover cleats. That's what I know for baseball. I don't know much about any of the other sports.
What about tomorrow in school?
Thank you.
Oh yeah. I'm not like so sure about this because like our home teachers like mentioned it like once for like 5 minutes, but it's like this acceptance thing that's going on.
So it's our, it's now called Voices for Change. This previously was the NAMES program that we put on in conjunction with the Anti-Defamation League. This program is, the ADL no longer provides that programming. So we worked with some other folks that we had partnered with in the past to recreate kind of the most important elements of that. To be able to provide and continue our education for sophomores through this program. So tomorrow's an early release Tuesday. And so that whole day for sophomores will be dedicated to this program. So
That's awesome.
Voices for Change. And the facilitators are the sophomore advisory teachers, so the advisory teachers that these kiddos have. And then also juniors and seniors who volunteer and apply for it.
Historically, students have like shared, you know, all kinds of examples of inclusion or feeling left out and how we can move forward. And
Exactly. It's really about looking at the school as a system and thinking about things that we can change to make it a better place for everybody. We talk about, you know, bullying, we talk about, you know, people being excluded, and we talk about ways to kind of combat those things and how to be an ally.
I still remember, it was a little different, but I still remember, so you'll remember this. I still remember things from Diversity Day when I was in high school.
Any other reports?
I will say at EDC, we had a really good meeting this past month. One of our commissioners, his full-time gig is building websites and things to help. Oh,
That's
you're already
great.
excited. Okay.
No, I.
Okay.
It's
My
such a
face
skill
went like
that I
Yeah.
don't have.
Oh, he's still my.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if he literally codes, but he's part of his full-time job is, okay. For, to towns, to help promote towns. So, he gave us a whole presentation of, it was Old Saybrook, and they have a specific logo, and it's totally separate from the town's website. So I just thought it would be a great thing that even Youth Adult Council, Human Services, something more, Tim has been saying for years, to bring a whole calendar of town events together. And maybe like for certain reasons, the town professional website isn't that. We need more of like a tourist, what's going on in Newington kind of a website. And
a little more
social
official.
media isn't exactly those kinds of things. So having a landing page, he was showing us that it was pretty cool. Different organizations and businesses actually have access to the calendar. So it's not something that a person, you know, there's like monitors, but it's not something that a certain person has to be responsible for making an event and sharing. It's everyone just kind of can contribute. So I just kind of wanted to start putting that out there to hope it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow. You know, we're a volunteer organization, and this gentleman is nice enough to offer his services in a big way. I think that could really be great for the town, business wise, you know, nonprofit wise, school wise, just event wise in general could be pretty cool. So we're going to be working on that over at EDC.
We've got the and maybe you brought it up before I joined you, but This Thursday at 8 o'clock, in the senior center, they're having the state of the town meeting.
Yes.
And that's always a nice get together, a good chance to see where everybody's at. Don't everybody get excited. I'll be looking for you or bright and early.
Yes. With bells on. All right, any other reports? All right, going on to any other business? Hearing none, any public comment? Seeing no public? Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have 4 minutes to sunset. Congratulations.
You did well.
All right, well done, everybody. All right, let me stop
time to go to
the share. That's very cool. Is that like rolling upbeat?
Bye.
But
So,
If I see-
yeah, but we're not.